The Choir of Man has been playing here at the Arts Theatre for a few years now, starting off at the Fringe and eventually moving on to the West End. This show has seen its new cast members join the show, and I am here with a couple of them. So would you like to introduce yourselves and who you play in the show?
Sure, my name is Mike Hamway, I play the poet.
I'm Ben Goffe and I play the handyman.
I'm Michele Benvenuto and I play the maestro.
So it's been about a month since you all joined the show. And you're coming into the show with such a big following and so many die-hard fans. How has it felt being welcomed into the Choir of Man family?
Oh, really lovely. Yeah, really, really lovely. I mean, because the timeline of our, involvement is rehearsals and then, beginning previews of other shows and stuff. And it was nice enough to enter a job where everyone that we were working with was already awesome.
Yeah.
But then also to come into a theatre with so much love already. I mean, it kind of feels like cheating because it's like everyone already loves the show so much.
It does.
But yeah, it's really lovely.
Yeah, it's an absolute joy, to meet all these fans who have come time and time again. And the first night, for me especially, I felt really nervous because they know the show so well. So if we'd done one little mistake, they would have said, "Oh, by the way, Ben, you missed that number, or you missed that."
Yeah, we've had people on a pre-show saying, "This is my 55th time."
Yeah.
No pressure. Definitely there's such a big following, and I guess it's so many people feel welcome to come see the show, and we've had some very lovely messages saying this is our happy place and this is where we come to rest a while, one might say.
It's interesting that you bring up welcoming, because whenever I watch Choir of Man, I think one of the key themes that always calls out to me is that sense of community. It's so baked into the show. What do you think it is about the show that really channels that feeling?
And we're gonna be the nerd here. Is that
Or
what I said? I think even just something as small as harmony, harmony singing, professionally, but also from a musician point of view, and we're all a musician, of course. Yeah. It's something that you need to click with, and it's we need to really tune into each other, and I guess that sense of community, we are in this together and we have the same intention when we sing and do what we do. I feel that really translates as maybe we should all do a little bit more of that in our life.
I think for me, the sense of the pub being that kind of homely place, every town, village has a local pub as such, and you do see all these characters. You have the hopeless romantic, you have the pub bore, you all know a barman, you know a joker who's always giggling about. So I think it's those kind of characteristics which we portray on stage makes the audience feel relaxed and at ease. They're not like, "Oh, we're going to the theatre, we need to sit and be proper." They can have a laugh with us, let their emotions out as well. A lot of people have said to me afterwards, "It's just been such a roller coaster. One minute I was laughing, the next minute I was crying." And it's a safe space to do that as well. I feel like the pub is that safe space where you can be yourself. You don't have to put on a mask of, being an actor or even, an accountant or a bank manager. You've had a hard day at work. You can just go to the pub with your mates and just relax. And I think that's what it feels like to me community-wise.
For me, it's not just one thing that comes out. It's the history of the show, how it started, where it was originally formed in terms of Nick Doodson's inspiration and ideas and stuff, and then the way it's been written with the speeches, with Ben Norris then put his own pen to paper and crafted this kind of, I tell you, it's so hard. People always ask me how do you describe the show. It's so difficult, but it's kind of almost like Canterbury Tales-esque. That's what my mum kind of.
I've thought of that before.
It's not really.
Yeah,
it's
a
little bit,
but
you get these individual woven stories and things, and it's all so baked in is that sense of harmony and community and being welcome, and it's in the text, it's in the music, it's in the arrangements, it's everywhere. And lucky enough, this is not always the case on jobs, but for us, this is a job where everyone is working as hard as everyone else, and because every aspect of the show, whether it's a song we're all singing or whether it's the poet doing a speech and other people reacting or being part of that in the background, it all serves to create the same effect and the same purpose. So from right back to backstage to chatting to coming on stage, there's no ego, we're all on the same page the whole time, and it makes it amazing.
Obviously, one of the show's biggest draws is the fantastic range of music that you get to perform every night, from Adele's Hello to Impossible Dream from Anna the Mancha. If you could add one more song to the lineup, what would you add?
Oh, what a question that is.
I should have looked at that question beforehand. I should have looked at it.
Yeah.
Because there was like a bit of a Razor Glass by Pink. Do you really like to say?
Sweet Caroline. I think.
Could you imagine the audience?
I know. Again, it's that kind of gets everybody involved, kind of like it does with 500 Miles. Everybody knows that song. Or something like, I mean, I just love Let Me Entertain You by Robbie Williams.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
great
nice kind.
tune.
And I can imagine these guys just proper rocking out.
Do you know what I like? It's interesting that you mentioned Hello, because that is such a unique song in the scheme of the show. I would like to put in another one like that song, maybe like Hide and Seek, Imogen Heap.
Okay.
Because that's already really cool in terms of harmony, and I can really imagine it's some interesting staging and something cool, and I don't know.
That'd be good.
It's a bit off the wall. But
Do you want to know my one?
What's your one?
So I'm a Queen girly.
Oh, yeah.
I want Only the Good Die Young.
Oh,
Could you imagine just a moment where the lights come down, front and centre, one of the boys
and
just
again,
belting that out?
wise,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Oh,
great.
that's good.
There you go.
That's a
See,
great show.
but I had time to think about it. So the show is not just full of incredible songs. There is so much beautiful poetry baked into it as well.
Ding ding!
And I think my favourite section of this is the hometown section, where you talk about where everyone's from, you personalise it to every person. Every time that I see the show, because I've seen it with different casts, it's so different every time, and it's such a highlight for me. How much of a challenge is this moment to perform on stage?
I guess you could look at it from different perspectives, because it's a lot to learn, just from a words basis. Do you know what? It's not that bad. like honestly, like it seems like a lot of stuff to remember, but this is what this is what I said to Ben Norris. It's written so well that it actually stays in your head really easily. Every line really nicely leads on to the next line, so it all sticks in really quick. But also, it's a privilege to do it.
Yeah.
And it matters. And it's a really personal, heartfelt moment for all of us on stage. And so I'm not really worried about performing it. I'm worried about doing my castmates justice, because I want them to be represented as they have agreed and want to be represented, and what matters to them in the course of the show. Because that's why the show is so cool and unique, is because it's us.
Yeah.
And so like when I went on, when Pete went on, and I had to do, I think his was the first swing speech I had to learn, because obviously if it's different people, it's different speeches. And I learnt it on the way in, and I was really confident about it, and then I messed up like half of it, and I was really sad, and I went and apologized to him. He was so lovely about it, but like it really matters.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a challenge, it's a privilege.
Do you know what's really great? I wrote this going down the table. So it's in order already.
And we didn't know.
We didn't know this.
So you get one of the most unique dance sequences in the show with your tap dance during 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
Yeah.
Was that you?
That is Thanks, Michele.
Oh, I knew from somewhere.
Thanks, boys. We love each other. You can tell we love each other.
Why do you think this moment works so well, despite it being so different from everything else in the show?
I think it comes at a really nice point in the show, because we've had Welcome to the Jungle, Save Tonight, we've had a bit of fun with Teenage Dream, Impossible Dream. It's all kind of lively. And then your speech just before the pub speech is about saying, it's not always just a fun place. You can come down and show your feelings. I think that's just the perfect time to go, actually, if you want, it's not all kind of laddie and drinky. If you want to vent your frustrations out, feel free to do it. And, you're always trying to kind of coax me into a cup of tea, and I'm not having any of it. But just to know that cup of tea and that friend is there to talk to you, it's a really nice moment. And again, going straight from After 50 Ways into a hello, again, that's a really nice moment to go, ooh, it's not just all fun. We can talk about these things. I mean, the tap itself is amazing. Shout out to our choreographer, Freddie. Thank you, Freddie. I love performing your choreography every day. Even if it's a killer, I get 4 clicks from Nana, our drummer, and then I'm off for 4.5 minutes. I'm tapping sat down, and I don't get a break. And then, as you've seen the show, and people who come and see the show, I'm on the table, I'm on the bar, I'm jumping from one to the other.
I'm surprised you don't do a Bert and start tapping all around the proscenium.
I think Freddie wanted it. Exactly. If we could have it, I think it would be in there. But no, it's such a joy. And again, it's just nice to get a bit of tap into a show.
Yeah.
And again, it's a different style of tap. When I say to my friends, I'm tapping in the show, they immediately think of a 42nd Street style, or Anything Goes, or kind of like classical. But this is kind of really down and dirty, and it's all about the percussion instead of just the happy Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers feel.
It's like
about
hoofing,
it.
isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's an absolute joy. But I am knackered. Especially on the 2-show day.
And it's amazing to watch
Yes.
as well. Like, it's amazing to be next to at like every show. It's crazy. It's funny because I'm trying to remember the song while I'm doing it, and then I would look at Ben and I'm so aware that his legs are just still going, and it's such a cool way to like represent anger and passion and sadness. And you do it so well.
I'll pay you later.
Yeah.
While you all are new to the London cast, you've been in the show before.
Indeed.
So, what made you want to return to the show, and why does it feel different now?
Oh my god, do we have 45 minutes? It's illegal how much fun you have. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I think this is also the beginning of my career as a musical theatre actor, as an actor muso. I think I'm really spoiled by that sense. We've talked about it as well, because of course I'm sitting beside 2 West End stars for many other shows.
No, I think it's
and experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. The piano and the monkey.
For viewers, there's a portrait of a monkey on the bar, just to put it out there.
And so it's I'm spoiled in the sense that first of all I get to be myself completely on stage, which is incredible. I've always found it a privilege to be called by name on stage. It's my name. It's our names. We are the choir of man. Like not to be cheesy or anything, but we are it right now in this time and space. And I'll always be grateful to the creative and casting team for allowing me to bring something that's not necessarily British to stage. And the fact that I get to be here and I get to speak my own language on stage, and regardless of whatever emotion is causing that. Come. I feel like I'm using all of myself in this show, so of course not many shows allow that. What do I find different?
Oh.
Yeah, is it long? Too long? Should I stop? Should I stop? Well, first of all, doing it on land is a bit different. I can tell you that when we had to do the shows on navigation days on the ship, it was always a case of, should we do 50 ways just on the front? Yeah, it's just a complete different vibe of both of in your personal life, because of course like now I get to live in London and also work in London, and when we finish the show I go home, while on the ship you're not really going anywhere, while paradoxically you are going everywhere with the ship. But it just becomes your home for 9 months. Well, 9 months in my case. The first jungle is always special, but it's I'm now in the process of seeing what other jungles are like, and that's just as beautiful.
So, one of my favourite parts
A
in
game!
the show yeah, is the moment towards the start where
These beautiful faces.
Oh no.
we see the towers being made. So while we
Oh,
answer
you're not
brilliant.
the next question,
What's happening?
I would like to see you guys
Are we ready?
start making
I am
some castles.
so
Let's do it.
bad at this.
I've never built one of these before.
It's
I
Danny
thought I
behind.
was good until
Exactly,
I tried doing
Danny.
them in
I
the
will,
show.
I will tell you now, I was
Is
trying to
anyone gonna
practice
whip
with
me?
playing cards, which are less thick than this,
thought
and
they
it
easier.
was falling down every 5 seconds.
So what are we doing? We're just
Yeah, just make them.
Just building a
Have some
tower.
fun.
Just build one. I'm actually doing all right.
And so while we do
while
this,
answering questions.
I'm going to ask you some very quick fire questions.
Okay, quick fire, okay.
Yes, I'm going to give you a pub-themed activity.
The
I'm going to give you a pub-themed activity, and I want you to say which of your fellow cast members, any of the cast members,
Yeah.
whether present or not, is most likely to do this.
Okay.
Who
Can
is
I do-
most likely to steal your drink?
Oh, Michele.
Is it for personal experience or?
I'm just talking character-wise, okay, because his character drinks
Oh,
a lot.
yeah.
I would say Michele's
Michele just
character.
likes stealing this generally. He's just, honestly, we can't take him anywhere.
I feel like I've done myself a disservice with this. Everyone else is doing something
Can I say I can't believe how well this is going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh, look at that.
What are you doing?
Then
Who is most likely to be wasted after one drink?
I'm just gonna wing it and say Andy. Maybe not though.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Andy. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's just kind of a fun pick.
Niall.
Maybe.
Right,
Oh,
there you go.
there's your upper,
yeah.
cane, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to tell, really. Like everyone I've been out with, we kind of just all got drunk the same rate.
No, we didn't.
We kind of, memories start going at around the same time. People start blacking out around. No, I'm kidding. Drink responsibly.
Yes.
Yes.
Who is most likely to pay for the first round?
Oh, probably me.
'Cause I was going to say me.
Were you?
Yeah.
I've seen that, yeah.
No. I'm the most humble and generous.
Oh no.
To be honest, actually, yeah. Michele Spartacus. No, I actually, to be fair, I think everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I've never walked into a pub and I haven't had someone offer to buy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
And
very
you know,
loving company.
We are a lovely company.
Whoever seems to be at the bar, if somebody else comes in, they'll always
So,
go,
yeah,
oh,
how about-
I'll get you. I'm
There's a
getting
bit of a
this
flaw in this whole
Yeah.
thing you've done.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, let's go. Team up with you.
Should we
Michele.
all try and do
let's
one
do it
massive
together.
one?
Let's-
Let's do one massive one in the middle.
I see.
I've come
Okay.
so far.
Let's see if we can
Teamwork,
block
that's
the
what the
camera.
show is about.
Yeah, this is an allegory. You're
Positive.
doing one-handed. What? You're like an expert.
skilled.
How did you do that?
Skilled.
I am an X-Man. You got it.
Hey!
Oh, yeah!
I'm oblivious to it.
That is excellent. Nice.
I completely missed it. Too invested in the tower we have.
I want to talk a little bit about positive masculinity because that's another
Ooh,
thing that I feel like the show
How long are we going?
tackles really, really well. I mean,
Nice.
as many.
I want to try your
as we can
technique
get.
of one hand.
I'm not going to try that.
Got to balance them together.
Okay, you're a genius.
So, why do you think it's important to have shows embrace positive masculinity like Choir of Man does?
In a world where like social media and the loudest voice is often the most visible and the most outrage is the most visible, in a world where Andrew Tate exists, I think it's important to also have representation of hopefully healthy and non-toxic masculinity. It's funny because I always think toxic masculinity is one of those things where it's impossible to know the extent to which you've been affected by it or haven't. And everyone's affected by it in the same way that everyone's affected by feminism positively. So everyone is affected by toxic masculinity negatively. And we have an opportunity to try and represent, modern male friendships in a more sensitive and what's the word I'm looking for?
Compassionate,
and yeah,
honest.
honest. Yeah, it's just honest, really, and you know, we wouldn't claim to have solved it. You know, like that would be ludicrous. But I think we can at least, we're trying to like just represent things a bit more naturally and a bit better, because I don't know, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to find these days.
Yeah.
You know, but then we still have the whole like choir of man in a patriarchal society. Like some people say, like, do we really need a choir of men? And I'm like, it's not about whether we need a choir of men. It's like we have an opportunity to represent men in a certain way, so we want to take it what we can.
But exactly as you said, we are affected by toxic masculinity negatively. Then hopefully someone will be affected by choir of man in the exact
Possibly.
opposite
Yeah.
way.
I feel like after every question or long answer, I have a period where my
Why do you
brain
speak?
just empties. It like just empties of everything that's just happened, and I'm like, no. Hopefully that was good.
I mean,
So I'm going to end with a couple of small questions, quick answers about the songs in Choir of Man.
Okay.
So, what song in the show hypes you up the most?
some nights is like incredible from that point of view. But I'm gonna say welcome.
I like Welcome to the
Welcome to the
Jungle.
Jungle.
Oh, that is
a
great.
banger.
Oh, sorry.
Sick.
Just absent-mindedly.
Surprised, yeah.
Just doing some stuff.
Yeah.
This is the most chaos I've ever brought to an interview ever.
It's the full show experience.
I was going to say Some Nights as well.
For me, Some Nights is the one that fires me up.
Yeah.
I love a bit,
Chandelier is my favourite.
but I love a bit of peanut.
What song gets the best reaction?
Oh, Pina Colada always gets a really nice
That's a
reaction,
great reaction.
especially when people, because I'm not sure many people know the verses, but as soon as you
Yeah.
hear that, if you like Pina Colada, and everybody's, yeah! 500 Miles is always
Yes,
great,
that's a great
you know,
crowd pleaser,
especially the version which we're doing with Michele's amazing piano skills.
The way
And
it builds up
exactly,
as
the
well.
builds, and everybody really wants to get to that chorus and you want, let us.
Yeah, no.
But that's such
I
a
just
good one.
want-
But also Dance with My Father. It gets a completely different reaction. But everybody, you know, as soon as again Mike, you know, I'm in the middle of two amazing pianists here. As soon as Mike starts to play the intro to that, you can hear the audience go, oh, what's this one? And again, they just love. You know, it's a completely different reaction, but it's still a great reaction. So yeah, it's a Pina 500 Miles and Dance with My Father for me.
What is the song that gets stuck in your head the most?
Bring Tomorrow On.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's literally, I
and it's
reckon
individual line.
it's so catchy, but also I think it's the last thing that we hear
yeah.
while going up, like backstage when we finish, because it
That's true, 'cause
stays,
they play it
it
on the
lingers in the theatre, and it lingers in my mind.
There we go. And what is your favourite song to perform?
I'm biased.
Oh.
I love doing Florida Miles.
You're so good.
Oh,
It's
thank
so
you.
Good.
It's just such a privilege, and I think that's the part that I referred to when I said it's illegal to have fun. Like the amount of fun.
It's so much fun.
It's so dangerously enjoyable.
Yeah.
I love it. But I also love You're the Voice. What a it's just a banger, and we get to. As Mike was saying before, yeah, we know what we're talking about, right? It's like you can. It's like we ooh and we and we do a lot of this, but when the intention behind is like, yes, rock it, go on,
Honestly,
Adam.
like Adam.
It's-
I mean, that song is so good anyway. But then hearing Adam Beige, it's like,
Yeah.
it's just sickeningly good.
Yeah.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's You're the Voice. It's class.
What's your
For me,
favourite?
it's Dance with My Father.
Aw,
I love
bless
backing
you.
it up in that number.
Thank
You know, and I'm very privileged because I'm kind of sat there and I can see you directly in my eye line. And again, I'm sat between you both. You're on piano, you're centre stage, and I just feel like in a really cushy corner. And I can see everybody on stage as well, and I can just feel all of our energy just really honing in and becoming a choir, you know, backing, you know, that's the thing about all these songs, is that everybody's got their moment in the spotlight to shine. But my favourite bit is singing in the chorus and lifting you guys and cushioning everybody who is singing that solo line, that solo song. That's what I get the joy out of, just that whole ensemble feel.
Mine are kind of similar actually, because for me, my favourite is Chandelier. Because it's that first moment where we all just sit and all stand, but we're just tuning into each other. And like a lot of my background is in like a cappella and close harmony stuff, and just feeling a part of a whole. And when it really goes well, oh my god, like your whole body.
It's almost like you can't explain it.
Yeah, it's something really powerful, and it's like, and it feeds that sense of community. You know, like it's all of us just tuning in with each other and being like, let's nail this. Yeah, and it's so nice. Yeah.
And the reaction that the average reaction that we've been getting so far is humbling. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like you can touch that sense of community as well. It's so special.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much for talking to me
Oh,
today.
thank you.
Could we just get a quick, just like, come see Choir of Man at the Arts Theatre, playing, just if
Mike?
somebody wants to go.
Mike, you do it as a job.
Yeah,
Speak to the people!
What was it again?
Just something like, come see Choir of Man at the Arts Theatre, we're playing.
Hi everyone! How are you? Welcome to
Choir of Man!
Come and see the Choir of Man.
Choir of Man.
This is our logo. We're about to do the same thing.
This is
our man.
This is Jay. He's lovely.
Come on, see. That person's the best. This person's the best.
Who else have we got?
I never get to
This is Danny. He's from Blackpool.
Come and see us. We're
Who
running
else?
until February.
This is Adam. He's the one we were talking about singing that song that we like. And this is Michele, who's also right here. So there you go. Just in case you couldn't see it.
Come and see us at the Arts Theatre until February 2024.
I do like it.
Shows are from Tuesday to Sunday, matinees Friday and Saturday. 7:30 shows, Tuesday to Sunday, matinees 3:30.
Ben.
This is so wonderfully chaotic. Oh my god.
It's brilliant, isn't it?